Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much, Anne, for introducing us. And thank you very much, all of you, for being here at this advanced hour on a Friday afternoon when the sun is shining outside. So I'm going to try to make this also enjoyable for you and maybe use a few pictures because sometimes pictures tell more than words. Now, the objective of indeed this horizontal, so I'm focusing now on the horizontal part of the picture that Peter just showed. And the objectives for the information framework, as we call it, is really to provide this access to the required data that the research projects need. So we are talking about naturalistic patient-level data in adults as well as in children, because if you've read the call topic text, you will see that we have special attention also to research in pediatrics, and especially the metabolics research part will also focus on the pediatrics. Now we are aiming at developing something that is sustainable and scalable, as Peter already explained, and that can serve as a foundation for future projects. So we're really in this one for the long run. We're really looking at developing something that will build a legacy that has some lasting solution, and we really hope that this will live on within call 5, 6, maybe 7, and even beyond IMI if that ever comes so far. Now, clearly, to do that, we also will have to look at the governance model and look at all of the ethical and privacy aspects that are related to such a project. Now, since some of you apparently are very much into pictures rather than words, we also made a word cloud, and so you can see here, maybe for the gentleman on the second row there, that this is the word cloud for the EMIF project. So a picture tells more than 1,000 words. In this case, really, it tells maybe more than 4,700 words, which is the length of our call topic text. But as you can see from this word cloud, it is indeed very much about data. Data is almost like the anchor. It's the thing which will really make this project. We are looking into patient research, and we hope to drive from that research also information which then can be used further to improve the clinical expertise and experience. Now, I was mentioning pediatrics, so just a little sidelight or a highlight on pediatrics. Within the project, we really want to look at the detailed inventory of available data sources on pediatrics. We want to see whether we can indeed create access to additional patient-level data sources for research in pediatrics. Not so much for Alzheimer's disease, probably, but clearly for the metabolics disorders of obesity. That will definitely be very interesting. And once we have that, then it can also form a platform for future research projects into pediatrics. As well for pediatrics as for adults, again, the governance model should make sure that we cover the necessary ethics and legal and privacy aspects. But really the bottom line is that we want to achieve better insights into pediatric epidemiology, and through that also develop better targeted therapies for the pediatrics. Just elaborating a little bit further on what Peter already introduced. This is, if you like, maybe the core slide for how the whole program will be put together. And indeed, we have two dimensions. There is the vertical dimension, which are the research projects. And we are starting in two therapeutic areas here, one in the metabolics and the other one in CNS. And Peter will come back on the details for these two research projects. But as you can see, they both are really founded on this common horizontal layer. So we're really looking at the development of a common service layer that can help these two projects. Why is it important to do this together? Because this is really complicating life. I mean, in a normal approach, these would probably be 3 individual IMI topics. Yet we are convinced that it's critical to develop this together, to develop this very strongly joined. Because if you do the verticals in isolation, what you have is a very high risk that the project will reinvent the solution. They will reinvent the way that they access data, the way that they ensure privacy of the data, the way that they standardize and analyze data. And what we hope with this approach is to really build it once and reutilize it many times. Now, if you would do the horizontal layer in isolation, you also risk that you are kind of not building the right solution that the researchers are looking for. So although we understand that this is making the project a bit more complex, we really are convinced that in the longer run, the benefits will outweigh the complexity of this project. And so within the horizontal layer, as you can see, what we're trying to do there is to build solutions for access to data and management of the data, look at the information standards, select the relevant and necessary ones, look at semantic technologies and interoperability so that we can integrate data sets from different sources, look at analytical tools, and of course also look at the data privacy issues that are surrounding this. Because again, we are talking not about clinical trial data, we're talking primarily about naturalistic patient-level data straight out of EHR systems. Now, this will grow over time indeed, and so we hope that this program will indeed, or that this framework will grow through calls 5 and 6 by adding new research topics maybe within the therapeutic area domains that we have already addressed, or maybe adding also some other additional therapeutic area domains. But always looking at how can we really valorize, how can we improve the value of patient-level data. Now, the effort has initially been structured, and again, these are suggested work packages, and any consortium that is pitching for this program should feel the freedom to restructure and reorganize the work as the consortium sees fit, as long as these topics are covered. And in work package 1, we're looking really at the governance and the business model. I mean, a complex approach like this clearly needs a strong governance model around it, and we need to identify what research projects can be run on it, what cannot be run, how do you govern the data sets, etc. But also the business model is important, because as we said, we are seeing this as a long-lasting program. We really would like to see how this can be turned into something that becomes a legacy that ultimately can become something that is standalone and can really continue to grow even after the funding is gone.